Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Good morning. Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Good morning. All right. Just wanted to test the volume here, make sure it's working. All right. Just wanted to test the volume. All right, I gotta mute my phone, man. What's up, guys? All right. Morning cast, pun, Mike, Matthew. Yeah, so I'm going to start putting these scanners up in the morning instead of the weight screen. I think it just makes more sense to have these scanners up in the morning uh, as opposed to like the weight screen, just so you can see these scanners. Let me pull up Thinkorswim. What's up, North Chapter, Sultan, Russ, Two Way, Cast, Pun, Matthew. Hey, appreciate it, Pun. Yeah, for sure. That's what I figured. I figured people would probably rather see scans than a weight screen anyway. All right. Let's build a watch list. AMD down. HYER looks good. Look at HYRE. Hold on. Look at that one. HYRE gapping up nice. Let's see. We also have MTCH, you said? Yeah, MTCH is up. That's Match.com, I believe. LCI gapping up nicely. Let's see. STI gapping up. Cannabis plays look like they're down some. Yeah, cannabis stocks are down. HEAR, which is Turtle Beach, is up. HEAR gapping up, so Turtle Beach gapping up. See what else we can find. GoPro up. GoPro. Hold on one second, guys. I'll be right back. But yeah, we got some movers today. I'll post my watch list in just a second. All right, guys, what's up? I'm back. Sorry. My son had my son threw a riot because we wouldn't let him bring his iPad to school. All right, so yeah, let's look at some of these. LCI looks good. HYRE looks good. GoPro is definitely moving some. MTCH, HYRE, STI, all gapping up some. Cannabis plays are down. Yeah, man. Yeah, he said I want to bring the iPad to school, and I told him I want a rocket ship, but I can't have one, you know? And he kind of stopped after that, but he still kind of freaked out a little bit. He's 5. He'll get over it. HEAR, Turtle Beach. HEAR is moving some. IGLD. I mean, it had a big day yesterday, but it gave a lot of it back, and it's still under $1 in pre. I didn't bully him, man. I just, parenting is all about leverage and conditioning, right? Parenting is all about leverage and conditioning. I will say that. You gotta condition your kids to act right. And if they don't, use leverage to make them do what you want, you know. That's what I do, at least. But they're good kids. I wonder if I could trade HYRE here. I gotta restart TEFs. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, when I say leverage, I mean, if he doesn't want to go to school, then, you take stuff away gradually, so it's conditioning with leverage, Or you can do positive reinforcement, which is like, if they do what you want, putting something into the picture, giving them something. But I think that gives them bad habits to where a lot of the time they want something every time they do something they should normally do anyway. And so negative reinforcement is more works a little bit better. But I think you should use a little bit of both, which is like praise them when they do something right, and if they don't, explain to them why. STI gapping up some. STI. What do you guys think? I can always ask your opinion on this. Would you guys rather all of these scanners up until about 10 minutes before the open, or would you rather my charts right here so you could see some of the stocks that are moving? All right, what we got? Charts. Yeah, look at HYRE here, though. Gapping up nicely. But yeah, like I said, I think the way I'm going to approach the opening range breakout from now on is that I'm going to be waiting for the opening range to be relatively small. If the range is small, I think I have a more reasonable profit target of that 1-to-1. But if the range of that first 5-minute candle is huge, then I just think it's probably going to be a little bit unreasonable of an expectation for it to follow through with that full 1-to-1 reward target. And so I think that's how I approach it. There was a lot of fades yesterday. The fades were definitely in play. So today I just need to use a little bit larger sizing, and if the first few trades don't work out, that's fine, but I need to get into the habit of using larger sizing with fades. It's not something I'm used to, obviously, but it's something I need to get used to for sure. All right, well, let's have a vote here. We're getting some mixed results. No voting twice. If you would rather see me keep the scans up until about 10 minutes before the market open, press 1. Scans, press 1. If you want to see half scans, half charts, press 2. Beeper. All right, well, let's get the vote in. No voting twice. All right, we got 1 for scans, 2 for charts. It's so mixed right now, though. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for scans. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for charts. All right, well, really, we got more that people want to see the scans a little bit more, I think. Scans 1. Yeah, for sure. I'll pull the charts up. The charts will eventually get pulled up before the open. Like I said, at about 9:20, the charts will get pulled up. And obviously, I got to start getting my trade stuff ready. But yeah, honestly, man, it felt really good to trade a VWAP fade yesterday. I've been trading that opening range breakout for like a month now. And while it showed some promise, I'm right kind of back in my own world with the fades. I like trading fades a little bit more, obviously, and so I think having a good mix of a few strategies, depending on what the market is doing, is good. And so I'll probably still trade the opening range breakout, but like I said, I think I'm going to most likely keep it to where if the opening range 5-minute candle is too large, then I'll probably skip it that day and just look for fades. And if it's small enough, like 20-30 cents, then I can trade the opening range. What's up, Pat? All right, but yeah, let's look up some news, okay? First one I'm looking up is the biggest gapper on the up gappers list, which is HYRE. All right, so HYRE gapping up from 394 to 499 right now. Just so you can see it really quick, this is HYRE right here on the top. HYRE, nice gap up, decent volume. Let's look up the news on it. I'm not seeing any news for HYRE. If you know what's going on with it, let me know. Oh, here, let me post my watch list. Sorry, Johnny. That's true. I do have to post it. Posting it right now. No stress. What's up, Mike? Hey, man, appreciate that $5 donation yesterday, brother. That's my watch list for right now. All right, I can ask you two-way. That's cool. Yeah, what's the news on HYRE? There we go. He got it. HYRE reports record preliminary unaudited revenues of $10 million and a gross profit of $4.9 million for the full year 2018. Tiny float for HYRE. Tiny float of $6.5 million. But yeah, so good revenue, gross profit. So not bad. Looks good. Can I look at ATOS? Sure, hold on. So good revenue for HYRE. Yeah, ATOS is popping up here, and I really didn't see this one on the scanner. Just to pull it up really quick, if you look at the top chart here, this is ATOS. Nice gap up here, gapping up from 149 to 189, ATOS. So let's look that one up now. Not seeing anything for ATOS. I mean, a lot of times gaps fill, Manny, and so it's all subjective, man. It all depends on the stock. It all depends on what you're trying to do exactly. It's going to be really hard for you to... what I wouldn't do, though, Manny, if you're a new trader and you're looking at gaps, right, what I would not do is just try to trade, just try to buy if it has positive earnings. I think that's kind of like a coin flip, right, or trying to buy before the earnings release, because you never know, and that can really... You know, while you may win big sometimes, you'll lose big as well. And so I would just be careful if, you know, trying to trade earnings plays. You know, honestly, my favorite gap strategy is just, trying to get in when the gap ultimately fails. A lot of times the gaps will fill. I tend to like looking at gaps, and I tend to be a little bit short biased with them. And so what I like to do usually is just look for the gaps to fill. If it's gapping up in a really overextended way, typically over 10%, I usually look for it to fill the gap the next day. And I look for my short strategies within that gap. And so it's all up to you, but that's just kind of my take on it a lot of the time. What's up, Jason? ATOS reported results from expanded access program for a U.S. breast cancer patient taking oral... I hate these bio ones. Endoxifen. Sizable reduction in cancer cell biological activity. So positive results for ATOS. That's making a gap up. And look at it now, guys. It's up to $2. Look at ATOS now. It's this top one right here. It's up to $2 from $149 to $202. And I think this is probably what I'll do, is that I'll leave the scanners up. But if I want to show you guys a chart, I'll just pull it up really quick so you can see it. But ATOS popping over $2 now. We'll see if it can hold there. That's also the previous pre-market high, so interesting level there. But yeah, what's up, Jason? Tiny float for ATOS as well. SOGO, SOGO popping up on my scanners. But yeah, ATOS is really starting to push here. It's up to 206 now. CLVS had a big day yesterday as well. Snap is moving some. I mean, it pushed up yesterday, but it's down some in pre-market, so Snap is moving too. Yeah, BIOC also popping up on the scanners. Big gap up here as well. If you look at the bottom chart here, BIOC, it is gapping up from 188 to 230. So a big move there for BIOC. You can check that one out too. Two-way, you know the news on BIOC? Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Ariz. Ariz said overtraded yesterday, traded 25 times over $170 in commissions, but bounced back from a $400 loss to only $100. New rule, 5 trades max per day. Yeah, I think giving yourself a limit on how many times you trade for per day is pretty necessary in the market. My limit is usually 2 or 3 trades. Because I know if I don't limit myself, I'm just going to keep forcing trades even if I'm down, and it's going to kind of snowball into a big loss on the day. And so I like that idea, just limiting how many trades you take per day. It depends on what kind of trader you are. If you're a scalper, you know, maybe you could trade more, but I definitely agree with that for sure. So BIOC announced an agreement with a GeoMix FZ LLC for target selector liquid biopsy kits. Float is 2.8 million. Interesting there. Siri popping up on the scanners. SIRI. Not really much movement. High float. Doesn't look really interesting to me. We got FIT. MTB. SID. What about LCI? What was the news on LCI? I think you posted it, right? Let me try to find it. Oh, you posted all of these this morning. I'm just now seeing two-way. You posted HYREBIOC and ATOS. What was the other one? What was LCI though? Didn't you say something about that one? Earnings play, so positive earnings for LCI. I see it now. So not bad. No, you're good, Manny. What was your question, brother? MGNX. Yeah, MGNX had a big day. Looks like yesterday. Yeah, huge day. Oh yeah, MGNX was the one that we were all looking for it to pull back down, and it did. And so yeah, like I said, that $25 strike price for an option would have been decent. But it did fill back some of the gap there. What's up, Peter? What's up, Commentary? Hey, brother, Commentary. Long time no see, dude. What's up, man? It's been a while, brother. It's been a while, man. Yeah, Commentary's definitely an OG here. He's been here for a long time, man. So what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Yes, sir, Commentary. Hey, brother, we broke 10K subs, man. We broke 10,000 subs, dude. So welcome back, bro. Good to see you, man. Just building the channel up, man. It's growing nicely, dude. It's growing nicely. But yeah, you can see the cannabis plays are actually down some as well. The fade I got in on cannabis plays yesterday was APHA. Beautiful fade. It followed through really nicely down to 950 as well. And it kind of goes to show, like, a lot of times I'll tell people about half and whole dollars. And, you know, if you want to see if technical analysis actually works, you could just look at half or whole dollars, right? This bottom line is exactly at 950, and that is down to the very cent where APHA bounced off of. And so half and whole dollars are definitely significant. For Manny, talking about trading gaps, it just depends. Like, if you're not going to be able to trade it during the market hours, it all depends, man. I know, man. You've been here for a long time, brother. Yeah, Commentary remembers when I had a few hundred, dude. Yeah, man, it's grown huge, man. It's something I'm really proud of. Channel's grown a lot, man. For sure. But yeah, Commentary's been here since I had a few hundred subs. I've been streaming for about a year now, but the channel's about 2 years old. Futures are bleeding. Might be a bearish day. Looking for a short. Yeah, it kind of makes sense on that. Overnight trades. I mean, I have a few videos on overnight trades, Manny, but like I said, I just don't want to give you the wrong answer, man. So like I have some videos. I'll try to post those, but like I said, I'm not like I've traded overnight before, obviously, but I haven't traded overnight as much as I've traded like regular just day trading, you know. And so I'll try to find some. Hold on one second. But yeah, I just don't want to give you the wrong answer, tell you the wrong stuff. But I'll find that video and post it for you. I have a few ideas for overnight holds. Most of the time, it's just looking for really overextended gaps and then shorting them on the way down is typically how I approach it. If that makes sense. Here you go. I'll post that video for you now, Manny. That's one of my swing trading videos. I know, I understand, man. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do with swing trades, for sure. All right, so BIOC is new news. Two-Way said the first news on BIOC was news on a new product launch. Today's is on a new agreement related to the product, so new news. I know during the weekend you can't hold more than 111 shares with TEFs. Do you know if that's the same for overnight midweek? Honestly, Ariz, I'm not 100% sure, man. It's possible, but I would reach out to them and ask them or check their website. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to tell you the wrong answer. What I'll probably do is I'll probably leave these scanners back up after the stream's over as well. Or I'll try to maybe put a scanner up after the stream's over so this can kind of stay up. All right, but yeah, I'm definitely going to look at the cannabis plays, see what happens with them. I mean, like I said, a big pullback yesterday with these. All right, so let's see. I'll probably pull these up now. Maybe a pullback starting to happen with some of these. This is pulled back to 9, so it is pulling back some. We'll see if it holds support where it's at now for APHA. Twitter. Yeah, let's look at it. Yeah, Twitter's down a ton here. Let's look up what's going on with Twitter, but it is down a lot. So Twitter's sales forecast fell short on user growth. It also reported results for the quarter ending in December last year. It reported quarterly adjusted earnings of 31 cents per share. The 36 cents per share expectation. Revenue rose to 24.2% to 908.8 million from a year ago. And analysts did expect 868.15 million, so better than expected revenue. It also reported EPS for the quarter was 33 cents. And so better than expected revenue, worse than expected adjusted earnings. And they did fall short on their user growth with their sales forecast. And so that's probably what's making this one drop as much. Yeah, I know the CEO was on Joe Rogan Experience for Twitter. I know the CEO was on JRE. People started hating on him, but I mean, I think Twitter's useful. I use Twitter every day. CCCL? Yeah, we can look at CCCL. Not enough volume, not enough movement for it. Just not really my style for CCCL. Cron bouncing back a little bit here. AMD's down some, and honestly, looking back on this, I'm glad I didn't try to get into this, right? Like, it never actually gave me that one-to-one target throughout the entire day yesterday on AMD. It closed at 23.25, so I mean, it would have given me about 2-to-1, or it would have given me about half of the one-to-one reward target on AMD, so I'm glad I didn't take it. Cannabis plays bouncing some. We also have Turtle Beach here. Turtle Beach. I actually have some Turtle Beach headphones, which is HEAR as the stock, gapping up from 1602 to 1790. Hiking forecast is what's making Turtle Beach rise. It also reported selected preliminary 2018 results. Wait a minute, is my trash here today? I don't know. MGNX had positive cancer drug. So yeah, HEAR, which is Turtle Beach, provided selected prelim fourth quarter and full year 2018 results. They expect to report fourth quarter 2018 sales between 109 and 111 million, which is at least 33 or 37% up compared to the 79.7 million reported in the fourth quarter of 2017, and above the prior guidance of 94 million. So better results for HEAR. We'll see where that one goes. Like I said, though, I'm watching HYRE. HYRE looks interesting. And see if I can trade some of these, though. That's the big thing with these, if I can actually trade it or not. Yeah, I stay live, North. Yeah, I go live when the bell rings. HYRE is not tradable. Kind of disappointing. STI is tradable. LCI is tradable. All the cannabis plays are tradable. BIOC is not. IRBT is. PULM is not. HEAR is. STI is. MTCH is. HBI is. Zynga is not. So I'm a little disappointed that I can't trade HYRE, but maybe they'll add it for tomorrow. Hey, what's up, North? Yeah, welcome, brother. Yeah, man. JD down 2%. Yeah, it is down some. A little low volume, though. We'll see what happens at the open. GoPro. Also, GoPro gapped up a big amount, all the way up to 582, but it's actually back down to 532. But man, GoPro's really fell off from a few years ago. You know, it was a big hot stock a few years ago, and now it's down to $5. What's up, Justin? Good morning, man. PM. Getting some volume in pre-market. PM up from 75.50 to 78.50, so it's up about $3 in pre-market. Looks interesting here. ARRY is up as well. I remember ARRY. It's up about 71 cents from 21.29 to 22. AARY or ARRY. ATOS dropping down some. It's down to 188. PULM had that reverse split yesterday, 10-1. What's up, Netron? Yeah, man, I tried, brother. I tried, dude. A little slow today, stream-wise. Yeah, no stress, my cargo. All right, guys, we're about to put the intraday scanners up in a minute. PCG. Man, big gap down for PCG. And so, yeah, main watch is ATOR, or ATOS, HYRE, LCI, BIOC, HEAR, like I said, HBI maybe. Gapping up some on low volume, MTCH. Gapping up Match.com, TRVN. We got WWE. I didn't know WWE was actually a public company. MGNX had that big move yesterday. Let's see what it does right now. It's gapping up a little bit. Look, some gap downs. SLDB gapping down some. Significant gap down here. Might be a split, though, is what it kind of looks like. But a big gap down for SLDP. USAT actually gapping down some with pretty good volume, actually. HAIN gapping down some. GRUB. Big gap down. VVV, big gap down. FEYE. Significant gap down as well. So we got some big gap downs with a lot of volume. It's probably due to earnings is what I'm guessing. FCAU, Fiat, Chrysler gapping down some from 1735 to 1530s. Cannabis plays are down. Nah, Mitch is at work. Two-way. So someone hit one of PCG's gas lines because they didn't mark them right. CMG. Big gap up for Chipotle. A little too expensive for me, though. At least from what I trade. Hey, appreciate the new sub. Ebro. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Oh, no, that's not a... That is a donation. It's kind of blocked on here, but appreciate the $10 donation, brother. I think it was $10, right? My thing is blocking it, but appreciate the donation, man. Let me see. I can't really see it right now, but I believe that was a $10 donation, right? Yeah, man, $500 stock. Hey, it's moving, though. Chipotle actually moves a decent amount. Hey, thanks to Ebro. Thanks, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate it, dude. Shout out to Ebro with the $10 donation, man. That's awesome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I got it. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. All right, guys, we got about 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 minutes. Let's get the intraday scans up here. Let's get everything ready. Let's do it. Here we go. All right. All right, so AMD down. Cannabis plays are down. Gonna watch LCI probably at the open too. See if it fills some more of this gap. Really, I'm looking at it under this 950 level right here, this $0.50. See if it can break under this $0.50 here at 950. Seems to have some support there, and it's the $0.50, so interesting spot. Like I said, also going to be watching the cannabis plays. What's up? Hey, man, you spoke too soon, 2A. There he is. The GOAT is here, man. Everybody say what's up to Brady. He's here today, man. It's going to be hard for me to stop calling you Brady, honestly, after this is all said and done. All right, guys, let's do it. We got less than a minute. Let's do it, guys. Good morning. Like I said, though, I'll watch AMD. It depends on how big that first 5-minute candle is. If the first 5-minute candle is huge in range, I'll probably skip it for today. If the first 5-minute candle is small in range, I might take it. And so that's kind of my goal and plan for today, is just to see how big that first 5-minute candle is. If not, I'm going to be looking for some fades today in the market, some VWAP fades, and we'll see what we get. All right, guys, the bell's coming up in 5 seconds, so good luck, all. There we go. Let's do it. AMD dropping out the gate, breaking under that big support level here at 23. Popping right back over it, though. Interesting level to watch. See if it holds under or over 23. Cannabis plays dropping, at least CRON is. Popping up on the scanners, ATOS. ATOS popping up on the scanners. HEAR dropping out of the gate at 17, testing 17 now. I know, Brady. Don't worry, man. After this week, I'll go back to calling you your real name. Or I could just start calling you the viewer formerly known as Brady. I could do that. AMD bouncing back. It's at 2290. All right, so far, small range on AMD. Small range. LCI pushing up. It's at 995 now. GoPro actually spiking up here. GoPro with this move. Look at this spike up here on GoPro. It's up to 540 just about. Up about 10 cents on the day. Small range. Cannabis plays bouncing back some. Look at Cron here. Cron is up. So CGC Cron. LCI dropping down now. I want to see the VWAP drop a little bit more, though, if I'm going to trade a fade. STI still holding above the VWAP. LCI down. But yeah, AMD bouncing back here. The range is almost 40 cents at this point. It looks to be about 30 cents actually, but LCI continues to fall here. Like I said, though, in order to get in with the fade, the VWAP's got to be a little bit lower. Like if the VWAP drops down to 950, I like it more. All right, LCI has effectively almost filled this entire gap, and so it's almost, I mean, unless it gets back up to 950, I don't like it. But look, it fills the gap at 850, essentially dropping an entire dollar. AMD still spiking up. Looks like the range is going to be a little too big for me today, too. But GoPro moving up. CGC, Cron, Cannabis plays moving up. The overall market is down some today. I didn't even notice how down the overall market was. Now, LCI is interesting if it gets up to 960s. Oh, man, look at the spread on LCI, though. The spread is kind of bad here. It's about 7 cents. So that's just a little bit too large of a spread for me to really want to trade. Unless it evens itself out some, the spread's just too big at this point. But the cannabis plays are moving up nicely here today, guys. Yeah, HEIR bounced back to the VWAP. Oh, man, I'm kind of mad I missed this. HEIR might have been a nice fade up here. With a risk of 1750 or so, where this previous high was. Maybe 1746. But it's super spready, honestly. The spread's about 15, 16 cents. Just too much for me. Cannabis plays bouncing back, though. They look good. BDR popping up. SLDB, which is a big gap down. SPY's really choppy, though. I just look at the level 2 ARES. So, like, for instance, if the bid's at 17.10 and the ask is at 17.16, the spread is 6 cents. It's a little bit better than it was prior, so that's actually not a bad spread at this point. The only concerning thing is that it may be a washout long here. AMD pulling all the way back down. Nice, Mike. Nice, Brady. STI pushing up. SPY breaking the lows here. I hate it when my computer makes that noise because I don't know what it's going to do. It always thinks something. As a streamer, it makes me a little nervous. We got the cannabis stocks spiking. They're over $8, like Cron, APHA. ACB's at 750. GoPro doesn't look terrible for a VWAP bounce, though. Just have to look where risk would be for this one. Little bummed out I may not have taken HEAR, which is Turtle Beach, but the spread is just so bad. It's probably a low float stock. That's probably why, but the spread's just kind of gnarly on it. EA and ATV or Activision spiking up. A lot of people talking about PULM. Yeah, PULM is spiking up here. Up to 185. ATOS filling some of the gap. And GoPro failed the VWAP bounce, and now it's pushing down some. Alright, well, let's see. I could look at CGC for a VWAP bounce here. Maybe Cron as well. It's right around that level. Just looks a little too weak for me, though. SPY's heading down. That's going to drag some of these down as well. So I may just wait to see if we get some fades in with these. Turtle Beach spiking back up there. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at, Cargo. I mean, with the SPY down and the overall market down, it's going to make me a little bit more hesitant to trade bounces. STI testing the lows here. Just broke the lows for STI. We'll see if it holds underneath there. What happens with it? Maybe should have gotten in on the bounce on CGC, but with the overall market pushing down like it is, I just don't trust it as much. But it did bounce a little bit so far. AMD. I mean, so far it just kind of looks like a fake out for AMD. But yeah, this VWAP bounce on CGC would have been nice. You could see it here. Nice little VWAP bounce there. Kind of looking at GoPro maybe for a rejection here, but CGC was a nice bounce. I will say that. Ugh, missed it, man. It already faded down some. Let's see, my reward. My risk can be up here at 41, about a 7-cent risk. Reward level down at 24, about a 11-cent reward, so not quite 2 to 1 for GoPro, but it's still positive risk reward. SPY still heading down, so it looks weak. Nice bounce on CGC, though. Probably should have taken that bounce. But with the overall market dropping, I'm not necessarily upset with it. What's up, Marcio? Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. HYRE. Cannabis plays moving back. I'm going to get in GoPro short with 400 shares and just set a tight risk of about 10 cents, about 5-6 cents. We'll see what we get. It's a tight risk trade. The spread's kind of gnarly on it. I didn't get filled at a great spot, though. Risk, like I said, is at about 41 or so. 41 maybe. But like I said, spread was kind of bad on it. So I did get hit with the spread a little bit. Probably about to get stopped out. We'll give it a little bit more time. But like I said, that 41 level is about my risk. It's a tight risk trade, but if I take a $30 loss, I'll be all right. If AMD bounces back to 22.94, I'll probably take that as well. We'll see. All right, it's getting pretty close to stopping me out here on GoPro. Looking at AMD too, like I said, if AMD gets up here to 2290s, I'll consider taking it with a 2305 risk. If it's foggy for you, Jason, just refresh it, man. Refreshing it should help. Like I said, watching AMD, if it gets back up here, I'll consider it with the risk of up here. HYRE isn't tradable for me, unfortunately. I'm gonna set a stop on GoPro just in case I have to get in AMD of a 42. But yeah, the spread's going to make this one almost not worth it for GoPro. But man, look at the cannabis plays push, man. Look at Cron, CGC, APHA, and ACB all running up big here. Alright, so we're getting a drop on GoPro, which is kind of what I wanted to see. Let's see what happens here if it pulls down for me. It confirmed just about my risk area, which is good. We'll see if GoPro keeps dropping here. But man, the cannabis plays are running big. Beautiful CGC bounce. This is something I'm super bummed out about, right? I called this one out on the dot on this VWAP bounce on CGC. Look at this bounce right here. Perfect bounce. Perfect. Beautiful follow through. But yeah, my fill on a GoPro was pretty bad. The good thing is that it did confirm my risk level up here. So like if it breaks 541, I can safely get out of it. Still looks weak though. So let's just hope it holds under that 535 level. Also, still looking at AMD. If it pulls back here, I'll consider it. VWAP's dropped a little bit, so the risk reward's not going to be as good, though. Let's hope we get a rejection here at the VWAP now for GoPro. Yeah, to look up to see if it's tradable or not on TEFs, you just go to the trade manager and go to symbols and type in the symbol. It'll say Y if it's tradable and N or nothing if it's not tradable. Down to 32s. AMD's up there, but like I said, the risk reward's just not as good on AMD. I could use that $23 as my risk for about 10 cents, but it's just not as good as I was hoping for. Let's see. Get in at 22.90. I could do 23 as my risk. maybe 23.05. So 15-cent risk, about 25-cent reward. So not terrible for AMD. Let's see if we get some more weakness in GoPro. There's 32s, 31s, 30s, 29s. See if we get the crack underneath here and a washout for GoPro. At least down to 525 is where I'm going to take some profit. See if it gets there. Huge pullback on the cannabis stocks, on CGC at least, or on Cron. Cron pulled all the way back to the VWAP and then bounced quickly. Yeah, AMD would have been a good fade. It never quite got to the VWAP level though. All right, I just sold half of my position on GoPro. It's right around down where I would have taken profit. So half of my position on GoPro. Gonna let the rest test these 525 levels. And now this way, if it bounces back, I'm still safe, relatively safe in it. And so, but the goal here for GoPro is it to break under these lows here on 525 and continue moving down. If it does do that, maybe a 515 profit target where that previous day's closing price is. But if it does bounce, it's probably going to bounce right here. But yeah, AMD would have been nice. It just never quite got to the VWAP though. That's the problem. It just never quite got up there. All right, break under the lows for GoPro. Looking good. $23s. Quick bounce. Ideally, I'm looking for a rejection here and a break back under the lows, but it's not looking as good now. With GoPro, I'm not sure why it's doing that. I'm just basing it off of the chart. And so, yeah, I'm not sure why it's dropping on good news, but I'm just basing it off of the chart. Struggling, but that's why I took profits at that low. Ideally looking for that low break. If not, I can get out of here for roughly break even on it if it does start to push. I want to see this 530 level hold as resistance. So yeah, I want to see that 530 area hold as resistance. If you can see the little range here, I don't want it to break over this 530 level. Ideally, we'd like to see a low of the day and a bigger drop. Yeah, I wish I could have, looking at the sizing, I'm trying to analyze the range of it. It had a small range, and so maybe I should have taken a little bit larger sizing with it. But I mean, I took 400 shares, and so it's not terrible. But we'll see if we get the low of the day break again. That's what we're looking for here at 525 with it. But it is a smaller gain than I would have liked, obviously. All right, and just in case, I'm going to take another 100 off there and let it test these lows and really just hold the rest. At this point, I've taken profits at safe enough spots to where it's not going to be a losing trade. But if it bounces, it's going to bounce right here. So that's why I wanted to take profits there. It could have mean a lot of things. Aries. Appreciate the sub. Ronaldo, thanks, brother. Appreciate it. And Nicholas, welcome, guys. Appreciate the subs. I mean, you can buy cannabis shares anywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter it doesn't really matter the brokerage. I mean, the U.S. brokerage has some, but I'm sure the Canadian exchange has some as well. Man, the cannabis plays are really the ones that are skyrocketing today. Look at ACB, huge move. Cron, huge move. CGC, huge move back up. And so the cannabis plays dropped yesterday. They may have been extended on the downside, and now they're definitely rebounding to show it. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I've scaled out of it enough to where I'm protected with it insurance, but it definitely can. It's definitely a more choppy stock, I'd say. And like I said, I'll give it time. If it breaks 530, I'll get out with it safe. All right, AMD back up to the VWAP. This is another play I was looking at here for AMD. It is back up to the VWAP here. Risk could be, in this case now, maybe 93s for 10 cents. Not looking as good now, though. Just trying to figure out where I could set my risk with it. Maybe up here at 23, 10 cents. Reward level down at 22.70, so about 20 cent reward. That doesn't look terrible for AMD, but it's spiking over the VWAP now, so probably not going to trade it. BIOC, I mean, with BIOC, I'm just looking at this. I could pull up my trade manager and type in BIOC, and it has an N, so it's not tradable. Same thing with HYRE, not tradable. So I can bring up my trade manager, and they're just not tradable on the platform I'm using. All right, we're getting a test of that previous low here on GoPro, which is right down at 525. I'll let it test that level, but already taking profits. The really nice thing about GoPro is that it confirmed my risk right here. And so this level was my risk. It actually went right up to it and confirmed it, which is always good to see. But man, the cannabis stocks are going absolutely nuts right now. SPY pulling back some though. Alright, here's the break on GoPro. We'll see if it holds under this now. But like I said, I've taken profits enough to where I'm safe in the trade. Just wish I could have taken a little bit larger sizing. That's the only thing is that, you know, with how trading the opening range breakout went, I need to scale back up in sizing with the fade. And I thought 400 might be good enough for it, but with the range of it, you know, 400 probably just was a little bit too small for me. Obviously could have been a much larger gain. We'll see if this AMD fade would have worked. Pulling back some now. Usually what looks good. With this fade right here on AMD. We'll see if it would have worked or not. Honestly though, the longer GoPro is consolidating above that high, the less I like it. So I'll probably exit soon here if it bounces any significant way. Like I said, over that 530s, definitely I'm out. Still struggling breaking these lows here. Let's see if it cracks finally. But yeah, AMD might have been a nice fade there. With that 23 risk. Would have been 2-1. Yeah, just don't rush it, man. It takes time, brother. It takes time. It takes time, man. All right, so it did break under those lows for GoPro. It's testing the lows of the day now, right at around 520s. Broke the lows. Let's see if it holds now. Even though it looks like it broke the lows on the chart, the ask is still at 23, and so it could easily bounce here again. All right, we're down to 22s. Now it has effectively broken the lows. We might get a big downward push here, hopefully. But quick spike. Back down to 22s. Let's see if it breaks the lows and holds now. We want to see these previous support levels turn into resistance at 525. The more it consolidates down here, the more I want to see it hold underneath 525. It's at 522 now. AMD kind of confirming this previous high right here. Hopefully it stays under that if it's good for the fade. All right, down to 21 on GoPro. I mean, ideally, we got to be careful here. This is the previous low, so I'll probably get out my remaining ones at about 515 where that previous closing price was. Testing the lows of the day here again, though. There's 19 break. I'm going to go ahead and get out here. $27 gain. I'll take it. The reason why is because it's effectively filled the gap down here, right? You got that 515, 520 previous day's closing price, and I just don't want to hold it through that, so I'll take it. Roughly $30 gain. Maybe got out a little early before this washout here, but took most of the move. I'll take it. SPY actually washing out some, which may be the reason why some of these are moving down. Look at the SPY today. Yeah, I'll take it. Green's good. 2 green trades in a row. And it kind of just goes to show, like, when I was trading the opening range breakout, a lot of people were hating on me for trading whenever I was having those losing days, trading the opening range breakout. And it was just kind of a risk I had to take. I back tested it and it looked decent. And so, but the fade has always done me pretty right in the market. And so, you get haters. But if I go back to my bread and butter, I usually do pretty well. Like I said, though, I got to focus on scaling up a little bit more. I took 400 shares with GoPro. And it's a small range stock. And so maybe I should have taken a little bit more. But, green's good. I'll take it. Just got to work on scaling up a little bit now. Kane, man, I'm right in the middle of a trade, dude. All right, have a good one, man. We don't want you here anyway, brother. So have a good one, man. Look at Kane, though. Kane sits there and says one thing in the chat while I'm in the middle of a trade, and then when I don't look at it, he gets all upset about it and leaves. Have a good day, brother. We don't need that negativity here, man. And just to be sure, goodbye. There you go, Mark. Yeah, man. Right, exactly, man. Pay attention to me and only me. And if you don't respond to my one call out, I'm just going to get mad and leave. All right, bro. If you want to act like a child, that's fine, man. Have a good day. But, man, look at Kron. The cannabis plays are really spiking here. Huge move. I mean, and the cannabis plays had a big downward day yesterday. Hey, appreciate it, Nick. Welcome, brother. What's the secret to holding winners longer? I mean, in my opinion, it's making the plan before the trade, right? Like looking for positive risk reward. So, like, if you want to hold your stock long enough, plan out the risk and reward, plan out where you're going to enter and exit before the trade. And so like that way you'll have a defined concrete plan to follow. And so you can just hold it to those levels. At least that's my opinion, but everybody's different, I guess. Yeah, man. I mean, they've been moving up. They had a down day yesterday, but man, cannabis plays are going crazy today, guys. Absolutely crazy. And they've had a pretty big month in the market. So we get a bounce back here. We had a little bit of a pullback, but man, they've had a big month. I kind of agree with somebody. They said they might have a correction soon, but I mean, they're still going crazy here. Look at APHA too. What's up, Tyrell? What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Milan, I don't know about that, bro. But yeah, nice fade on GoPro. It's not really a stock I usually trade, but it worked out. Nice, Brady. Congrats, brother. That's a big gain, man. Nice work, dude. All right. Later, Brady. Nice job, dude. And since I'm done, if anybody's interested in using the broker that Mitch and I use on a daily basis, I'm using TradeNet and Tefs. If you're interested in using the same broker that we use, I'll post the link in the chat. It gets you 10% off TradeNet packages, and so it's actually cheaper than they have on their site. And so if you want to get 10% off TradeNet packages, you can go through my link. I just posted in the chat. It does help support the channel, so we appreciate any support we get. But man, just to spite me, look at GoPro crashing down here. Nice, Darren. Thanks, M. Nah, I sold. I sold, Justin. I sold at 520. Yeah, Venom. It's at Beginner Trades. Yeah, it's Thinkorswim. I use Thinkorswim for charting, trade ideas for scanning, and then Tefs and TradeNet to execute the trades. But yeah, I like Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim's my favorite charting. It's just what I'm used to. It's what I'm comfortable with. I've been using them for years, so yeah, I use Thinkorswim for charting. Nice PR. Good work, Fire Dog. Nice job, man. $400 gain. Congrats. Good work. But yeah, it's kind of like I said though. It feels good to get a few green trades in the book. When I was testing and trading the opening range breakout, it kind of put a stress on my emotions just because it was a new strategy that I was trying out and it didn't work out great. And so had a lot of haters when I started using the opening range breakout, and so it's kind of shows you that like if I want to trade the fade, I can usually do pretty well with it, but with the opening range breakout, I was just giving another strategy a try, and it just didn't work out. Hey, appreciate the $2 dono, brother. Thanks, man. Hey, appreciate it, Brady. Yeah, one more day, dude. One more day, man. I use Thinkorswim for charts commentary, Thinkorswim for charts, trade ideas for scans, and then Tefs and TradeNet to execute my trades on the left. Appreciate it, BJ. SHMP. Yeah, man, penny stock been running a little bit. John, how many shares do you buy at once to make a decent return? I mean, I'm probably not the best guy to ask that or to answer that. You know me, man. With the fade, I always use small sizing, but like I said, I got to work my way up to larger sizing after the last few weeks, and so I mean, a reasonable return, it depends on the range of the stock. You know, if the stock has a big range, you can use smaller sizing. If it's a small range, like GoPro was today, then you can use larger sizing. But it just depends. It depends on a lot of different factors, like what the range of the stock, how quick it's moving, how volatile it is, what you consider a reasonable return. I'm also looking at HEAR. It may be far-fetched, but like if HEAR gets up to 1704, you could use a tight risk of like 1750 for about a 46-cent risk, and then you could use a reward level down to maybe 16 for a 2-to-1 trade, 2-to-1 reward to risk, and so that doesn't look terrible. It just depends. SPY actually rebounding here though. Look at the SPY. SPY pulling all the way back quickly too. Hey, appreciate it, Lance. Yeah, man, I just got to ignore him, you know. Yeah, for sure, man. Welcome to have you here, Sean. Or Sean. Welcome, man. SLDP bouncing back some. And it kind of shows you how extension is super important, right? Like you get a really big downward gap like this. I don't know what happened with SLDP, but you get a big downward gap and then you get a rebound here. You know, the huge gap down. I'll have to look up what's going on with it, but kind of shows how a lot of the times traders have it wrong with regard to like gaps. You know, a lot of times new traders will look at like a big gap up and they'll be long biased with it, when in my opinion a lot of the times with big gap ups you should be short biased because it's overextended at that point, depending on the size of the gap. And same thing with big down gaps. A lot of times with big down gaps people are short biased, when a lot of the time you should be long biased because it's just down so much already, it most likely is going to rebound. Traders that held it overnight are going to be covering, and that's going to make it push back up as well. My favorite color is green. It actually is though. Like without trading, like independent of trading, my favorite color is green. If anybody wants to know, you know. But man, the cannabis plays are absolutely going crazy right now. Look at these, man. Cron up a huge amount. CGC. This is the one trade idea that I'm bummed out that I didn't take. I called it out as well. You know, when CGC dropped down to the VWAP here, I called out this bounce right here. And beautiful follow through, huge move back up. It would have been hard to predict that the cannabis plays are going to rebound this much today, but like I said, a little bit of FOMO going on for not taking this move here. Right. I like walks on the beach, long walks in the mountains. You know, favorite color is green. What's up, killer? What's up, man? Yeah, AMD wouldn't have worked for the fade. The first one maybe, up here. But it would have rebounded some. Kind of goes to show the opening range breakout just has not been working well. Still a little early. Obviously, it could drop back down, but opening range breakout has not been working well with AMD. Yeah, man, Brady. Brady number 2. I'll call you Brady number 2. But yeah, cannabis plays have been going insane. Look for a pullback here, maybe. I mean, they're up so much already. I'm just wondering how much they're going to continue. I'm going to try to look up. I'm going to try to look up what's going on with some of these cannabis stocks. Alright, so apparently CGC, which is Canopy Growth Company, is going to put in $30 million in additional capital into Canopy Rivers, Inc. And so maybe that's causing the cannabis plays to run. But man, every cannabis stock I'm looking at is going crazy right now. We got Cron, CGC, ACB, APHA. So a lot of movement here. ATOS. Yeah, maybe a fade here. I mean, it's already filled a little bit of the gap, but it's just got the really obvious range in between, like you said, 170, 180s. The big level to watch, I think, is this 183, 182, 183 level right around the VWAP. See if it breaks that or not. SPY's kind of choppy today, too, though. Yeah, you're not sending too many emojis today. Good, man. Kron. Yeah, I mean, I could see it pulling back to maybe the VWAP at 2030 or so. I could see that happening. It's been holding above the VWAP, so a pullback to it should be kind of expected, I think. We'll see how right I am. Hopefully it works out for you. But yeah, I could see a pullback to 2030 or so. Also, another big level is 2050. It could, when you're looking at trades, you want to look at where the most obvious reversal point is, right? And so I think one of those is 2050 here at the $0.50. It did have some support and resistance there. If I extend it to the left, you could see some here, and then 2030 after that. But yeah, ATOS actually broke through that previous high over the VWAP. It's at 185 now. Yeah, this is the U.S. market. All right, Fire Dog, nice job today, brother. Congrats, man. Good work. Nice two-way. Good job, man. You got it. Yeah, that squeeze up for sure. But man, the cannabis stocks have been so volatile lately. It could also reverse here at 2073, where that previous high was here. So if you're short, you want to see it break under that level, that 2073 level, and then move back down to 2050. Maybe bounce a little bit there, and then move back down to 2030s. But it looks good so far. Matt G says, is the VWAP bounce and the fade the same strategy? It's kind of similar. The VWAP bounce is a long strategy, and the VWAP fade is a short strategy. So like, for instance, if you look at GoPro, the stock I traded today, It was a short strategy, getting in around the VWAP and looking for it to wash back down like it did. So I got in short at around 535, right around the VWAP, with the profit target of 525. And so it's kind of like the VWAP bounce is kind of like the VWAP fade upside down. But if you look at CGC, you know, it's kind of the same thing, but the opposite. A push above the VWAP, pull back down to it, and then a bounce there with a profit target of the previous high of the day right there, if that makes sense. So it's kind of the same strategy, just opposite. One's long, one's short. But both of them, you're looking for confirmation and holding above or below the VWAP. I do not know any Hindi killers. Sorry, brother. Yeah, there's isn't MJ Nick? There's some cannabis ETFs. I think MJ is one, which is like a cannabis ETF. And so you can look at that. It's kind of like the SPY of cannabis. The VWAP fade, Netron. Yeah, no stress, Matt. Yeah, I used the fade today on GoPro. Yeah, PULM, kind of choppy. Interesting level to watch, though, is 160 right here. I appreciate it. So we got some pullback on the cannabis plays. But like I said, it's bouncing where this previous high was at about 2070. I think it's going to be tough for it to break that previous high up there at 2150 or so for the cannabis, or for Cron. But they're all still strong. SPY pulling back, though. The SPY's pushing up. I mean, EOLS looking pretty strong too. But yeah, look at the SPY right now. The SPY is breaking the highs and heading up. You'd have to ask Mitch, Jason. Mitch is kind of the candle guy. But SPY looking strong. But like I said, if anybody's interested in using the broker that Mitch and I use every day, you can check out TradeNet. You can get 10% off if you go through my link. And so if anybody's interested in using TradeNet or TEFs, which is the broker that Mitch and I use, you can get 10% off if you go through my link. I just posted it in the chat. And like I said, it's actually cheaper than they have on their site. And so you get 10% off. So I just posted that link if anybody wants to check out the broker that we use. Yeah, it's only for the U.S. market, Shaw. I've never traded other exchanges. I'm not really sure how well I would do looking at other exchanges. Don't we all, Netron? 50 to 1 leverage? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I know with the intro account they give you, what do they give you? They give you 14K with the intro account with a $700 max loss. So however you would consider that. I'm sure it gets up there with the bigger accounts though. I think they give me 40 to 1 with mine, with the student. I think I get about 40 to 1, but I'm not trading anywhere near that. Yeah, Nick. MJ is the cannabis ETF. And so it's kind of like the SPY of the cannabis world. MJ. You can look at it here. GoPro actually kind of pulling back to the VWAP here. I think a lot of it has to do with the SPY. But it is pulling back to the VWAP. I mean, you could give yourself a risk of maybe up here at 36, 37 for about a 10-cent risk. Reward level back down to 510. So good risk reward. But whether it's actually going to hold under it is another story. I don't know what the accuracy rate would look like with this type of move. But the risk reward's decent with GoPro right now for a fade if it can get up there. Yeah, ATOS over the VWAP now. Like Two-Way said, it had that squeeze. All the shorters that were in under 185, once it broke that 185 level, it got squeezed up to 190. Small range, though. I mean, it's a big range relative to the actual price of the stock for ATOS, but a small range overall. My name is John. But yeah, I don't speak Hindi. I know some Spanish and obviously speak English, but yeah, I don't speak Hindi. Sorry, brother. SSN popping up on the volume scanner. SNN, nice push. Yeah, for sure. Two-way. Hey, it was a good trade, man. Nice short squeeze up there. Cannabis play still heading up, though. Still heading up. We'll see. I mean, it looks like they could break these highs now. The high's at 2140 up here for Cron. But the cannabis plays are bouncing back here. Lately, I've been trying to use at least 2 to 300, Tyrell. Lately, I have. GoPro is just a smaller range stock. But lately, I've been trying to use, like I said, 2 to 300. But I need to use a little bit larger sizing with small range stocks. So it just depends on the range of the stock in play. Yeah, I was looking at it, Brady. That's why I said it looks... Here's the thing, though. I don't think it's actually going to work, Brady. It might. But regardless of what I think on it, the risk and reward's pretty good, right? So like if you get in here at the VWAP at 528, a risk of 540. If you get in at 530, just to put it easier, if you get in at 530 and use this previous high up here as your risk, that's a 10-cent risk in GoPro, right? And you can set your reward target maybe at the previous low of the day down here at 510. And so your risk is 10 cents and your reward is 20 cents. And so it's good risk reward regardless of whether I think it's actually going to work or not. Now, like I said, looking at it, I don't know how confident I am in it, especially with the SPY pushing up as much as it is. You know, if you look at the SPY's kind of going crazy here, up a ton. But risk reward is decent regardless of any of that on GoPro. And so it just depends. What you really have to think about, kind of like in poker terms, right? Like if you play poker, is it going to be profitable over a long-term, test, right? So like if you traded GoPro, if you traded this trade every time over a decent sample size, is it going to work more than half of the time? And I think it probably would. And so it's just about whether you want to risk it or not. But regardless of any of it, the risk and reward is good. And it also has that resistance at 530 where that previous low of the opening 1 minute candle was. So, I mean, it does have, and it had some confirmation at that level in pre-market. And so it could get rejected here at 530. Yeah, no problem, Brady. Yeah, man, cannabis stocks are still heading up. No problem, man. No problem, bro. SPY pulling back some here, though, which should be good for GoPro's fade. Cannabis plays actually popping down some as well. Hey, enjoy it, two-way. Have a good day, brother. Nice work today, man. Good job, brother. Appreciate the assistance with the news this morning, man. So have a good day, brother. Enjoy lunch with your son, man. Yeah, I feel you, Tyrell. I mean, paper trading is a good idea if specifically, like, I wouldn't try to emulate real trading with paper trading because your emotions are going to be so much different. But I think paper trading is really good for testing strategies, working on building a plan with a certain strategy and stuff like that. So paper trading definitely has its uses. I mean, I have a few computers, but I really only use one. Like I have 3 monitors on this one computer. Killer. So like if you look here, like you can see part of it, but like if I drag it to the right or to the left, you can see how many charts I have up. I have a ton of charts up. And so I have 3 monitors that I'm able to kind of look at. Right, exactly, Nick, for sure. Hi, John. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. I've tuned in on a few times. Any thoughts on the new method VXXB replaced with the VXX? Wasn't VXX an ETF? What kind of ETF was it? Looks to be an inverse ETF of the SPY is what it looks like, right? Is it an inverse ETF of the SPY? Um, what video card? I can't remember what video card it is. I have a Inspiron. I have an Inspiron i7, 16 gigs of RAM. Not sure. NVIDIA. It's a good video card. I know that. Okay, yeah, it's a volatility inverse ETF, I'm guessing, right? That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be like most inverse ETFs. Follows the SPY a decent amount. Like if you look at VXXB and then look at the SPY, it's going to be kind of the SPY flipped upside down. So the same thing, just the opposite. And so, I mean, not bad pairs trading the SPY in this. You know, specifically if you can only trade long, you can trade it whenever the SPY is dropping, and vice versa to get kind of a short in the overall market. But I have a little bit of experience with it, not a ton though. CGC has invested 500 mil in hemp production in Rhode Island. Yeah, and also CGC, Canopy Growth Company, invested 30 mil in one of their sister companies, I believe, if I remember correctly. And so good news overall in the cannabis world today. Right, exactly, Justin. I mean, I'm used to trading TVIX and UVXY. Show us your face. I can show you a picture of what I look like if you want to see a picture. Let me know if y'all want to see a picture of what I look like. I've showed it before. Yeah, it's not that I don't want to show my face. It's that I really don't feel like getting ready early in the morning. You know, I start the stream at 7:30 my time, and I got to get my kids ready for school in the morning. So it's not that I don't want to show my face. It's just that I really don't feel like getting ready in the morning. Yeah, I still haven't shaved. I still have a beard. Here, I'll show you another picture. This is me and my daughter. It was me. There's my daughter. Yeah, man, start profiting from it, huh? Appreciate it, Netron. Thanks, bro. Uh-huh. That's right, Netron. Right, Nick. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, cannabis plays pulling back a little bit now. What did GoPro end up doing? GoPro pulled back some. Yeah, this is me and my son right here. This picture's about 2, 3 years old when my son was young, though. He's 5 now. without the beard. No beard here. But yeah, Canop's plays moving back. Yeah, man, if I shave, Nick, I'm 30 years old, right? But if I shave, I look literally 15. But so yeah, man, I mean, if I shave, I look 15. Like when I bought those electric cigarettes, they would literally card me right now. They card me, they quiz me on my ID. I look 15 if I shave. What's my take on the Robinhood trading app? I mean, I use Robinhood specifically for options trading. Um, I mean, they have a little bit of shady stuff going on, but I mean, if you're a new trader just trying to trade with no commissions, I don't think they're a bad option. Yeah, I tried to Netron. That's why I said I was trying to switch from those e-cigs to CBD, to using CBD vapes just to try to curb the addiction. You know. Weeble. So Weeble's actually a previous sponsor of mine. I like Weeble. Um, there's a few things though. So like on Weeble, on Robinhood, there's an option to get immediate settlement. So like for instance, once you're done with the trade, your funds are settled immediately, and you can keep trading with those funds. On Weeble, they do follow the T2 rule. So you have to wait 2 days after each trade for those funds to settle from your trade back into your account. And so, that's the biggest con of Weeble, I think. The biggest negative thing about Weeble. But I think Weeble has really good charting for a smartphone app. The charting on Weeble is really, really good. They have time and sales, level 2. You can add indicators and stuff like that. And so the charting's really good on Weeble, much better than Robinhood. But they both have their pros and cons. They should, man. Webull should have a desktop platform. If they had a desktop platform, I'd probably trade on them more than Robinhood. They should also implement options. I mean, Webull's free too. Yeah, Webull is a zero commission broker, so Webull has much better charting and it's zero commission, so it's free to trade on Webull. Like I said, though, they don't have the immediate settlement that you can choose on Robinhood, so you do have to wait 2 days for your funds to settle on Webull. So that's like the biggest negative thing about them, in my opinion. But good charting, definitely more professional charting on Webull. All right, Justin, later, brother. Jay. Yeah, for sure, Chris. Definitely agree. Immediate settlement can get you in trouble with PDT for sure. Yeah, they execute pretty quick. The good thing about Webull, though, and I didn't mention this, is that Webull allows you to trade in pre-market and after hours without any leverage. So, like, you can deposit $100 into a Webull account and actually trade in pre-market and after hours, which is pretty rare for a smartphone broker. I have a video. I'll try to find the video, of me trading on a Webull. Hold on, I do have one video. Hold on one second. Actually have a video of me trading on Webull in pre-market. So yeah, I have this video called Live Webull Pre-Market Trade Testing and Analyzing the Fills. And the fills were pretty quick. I will give them that. Here, I'll post it. There's the video right there. Nice. I hope it comes soon, Jay. But yeah, like I said, Webull is actually a previous sponsor of mine, so maybe I'm biased. But I try to be honest about both of them. Like, I think they both have their uses for sure. But, yeah, they are a previous sponsor of me. Hold on, guys. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. Hold on. Oh, it's Terminex. It's the pest people. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, it was Terminex. That's here, Terminex. Netron, yeah, I'm 30, man. If you're wondering how old I am, I'm 30. All right, so looking at GoPro, like I said, we're kind of looking at that fade on GoPro. It's kind of followed through some, which isn't bad for a small range stock like this. Yeah, I love Thinkorswim, Sonny. I love Thinkorswim. This is Thinkorswim, and it's my favorite charting software for sure. Whoa, look at the SPY. You are right, man. Darren, the SPY is dropping huge here. Wow. Pretty volatile day, all things considered, for the SPY, but man, it's given it all back already. Crazy move. But look at the SPY getting hit hard here. There must be something that came out with it, because this is just a brutal drop for the SPY really, really quickly. Oh, you're talking about Killer, okay. No, I think they were talking about Killer. How old is he? But man, cannabis plays getting hit along with the overall market. All of them are dropping. SPY dropping big here, guys. But man, crazy drop. Like I said, though, this should help GoPro with the fade. It's down to 520. I think it's got to break under this level now, though. But interesting here. Fade might have worked. Connor. I know, Charts. It's my fault, man. It is my fault, bro. I will cop to that. Yeah, it's all right, guys. You know, he's just here enjoying the chat. Don't stress about it, man. As long as you don't post a bunch of emojis, Killer, you're welcome here, brother. Break it again, Todd. I'm going short. Yeah, man, we'll see what happens. I'm probably going to close it down for today, though, guys. Like I said, if you're interested in using TradeNet, which is the broker I'm using, you can go check out my link here. I'll post the link one more time. So, yeah, if you want to use the broker that Mitch and I use every day and the broker that I use today to get into these trades, you can check out TradeNet. Pretty cheap commissions if you use small sizing. And so my commissions on this GoPro trade were probably like $4 or $5. And so cheap commissions. If you're interested in using TradeNet, you can get 10% off if you go through my link, and I appreciate it if you do. It does help support the channel. Also, shout out to Trade Ideas. I think their winter test drive series may be over, but if you want to use the scanners that I use on a daily basis, you can check out Trade Ideas. They are cool enough to let me stream their scans every morning. And so if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas and helping support the channel, I'll post that link here as well. Appreciate it, Netron. But yeah, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. If it's your first time here and you appreciate this content, click the subscribe button. We day trade live on stream every weekday morning, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, you want to help support the channel, click the like button right now in this video. It does help support us, so if you could click the like button right now, I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. Nice, North. Hey, we look forward to seeing you, man. Yeah, I could let the scanners go on a little bit. You want me to do that? You want me to leave the scanners up? Let me see. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. I have to build a scanner for today. So, yeah, I have to build the scanner. So, tomorrow I'll start leaving the scanner up every day so you guys can keep the scanners. But I got to build it, so it may take a little bit. But, yeah, appreciate all the support, guys. Yeah, no stress, Killer. You're good here, man. You know, like I said, you're welcome here, brother. You know, no worries, man. Just no more tons of emojis, and you're good, man. But, yeah, good luck, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow.